It isn't just the London Underground which is at fault. We are here at Manor Park to look at issues with Crossrail stations.
My name's Eveleigh and I live in Manor Park in East London. I'm a wheelchair user whenever I'm out of the house, and Manor Park station is completely inaccessible for anybody with any mobility impairments. It has 4 platforms, but they all require travelling downstairs to be able to get to the platforms. There are no lifts, there are no ramps, and there is no assistance available on the platform. So if you're in a wheelchair like myself, if you're elderly, if you have young children in buggies, if you've got heavy luggage, or even if you're younger and you've just broken your leg or sprained your ankle and you need a little bit of help for a couple of weeks, Manor Park station is completely inaccessible to you.
With Crossrail, the new build stations are all getting lifts. The issue is that some of the stations are existing stations. So out into Newham and Redbridge and Ealing, there are stations which have been there for more than 100 years. And it wouldn't be very expensive to put in a lift to refurbish them. We estimate that in fact it would only cost 0.2% of the whole Crossrail budget. But Crossrail have said that they don't think that the footfall at these stations justifies it.
6, 5, 4, 3, we want it step free. 2, 4, 6, 8, step free access, we can't wait. 6, 5, 4, 3, we want it step free.
What do we want?
Step free access.
When do we want it?
Now!
My life's affected quite dramatically. I have a limited period in which I can sit comfortably in my wheelchair before my back starts to ache. So whenever I want to do anything, I've got to factor in the travelling time into whatever I'm doing. At the moment, it's preventing me from working because I can't find anywhere close by to work. I was lucky enough last week to be able to do a volunteering session in an office. To do 3 hours actual practical work in the office took 7 hours out of my day in travel time for a journey that should have only taken an hour each way if I hadn't have had to have had accessibility routes mapped out for me. By the time I'd finished that session, I was absolutely exhausted and I slept for the whole of the next day because I was in so much pain. It means that I can't just decide I want to go out for a coffee because not all of the accessible routes are step free. Some of them you've got 1 or 2 steps or you've got a gap that you have to traverse, and I'm not allowed to self-propel my wheelchair that far because of damage to my shoulders, so I always have to have somebody to accompany me. Being able to move as far as I can myself, as freely as I can myself, not only enriches my life, it also takes the pressure off my carers and my friends.
What would you like to say to Boris?
You keep raving about how wonderful London is and about how modern it is and about how accessible it is. That's not the reality for people on the ground. Most people in London live in a 21st century city but have to travel on a Victorian transport network. That is just not on.